Well, hello, everyone. I hooked up my other camera for the post-game reaction, so there might be a little bit of audio lag. I'm just doing kind of a test here using the Canon, so should be a better picture, but there might be a slight audio issue. So good news, I was able to get highlights. The Yankees did lose the game 6-4. I didn't add in the winning pitcher and the losing pitcher because it's spring training and nobody cares. It doesn't matter. Stats don't count. But I was able to pretty routinely grab the highlights. There was one issue because the person, whoever uploaded Mike Tauchman's home run to MLB Film Room, actually cut off the beginning of it. So you'll see the home run from Ryan Brantley real quick right here. He smokes it into the bullpen, Yankees' first home run of the year. And then you just see it just cuts to where Tauchman's home run landed. So I couldn't get Tauchman's swing, but that's on the guy from MLB Film Room, not me. So how's it going, everybody? The boys did a little bit of bopping today, but not enough. I thought it was awesome, that shirt that Luke Voigt brought out that says, it's just like me and the boys are bopping, or whatever it was. I think it's from Roto World. And it just looks fantastic. So that might be their new thing. You remember a couple years ago they had the thumbs down? Well, me and the boys are bopping might be the new thumbs down. That might be the new, like, chemistry thing for this team. Obviously didn't work out today, but look. Don't read too much into a spring training result, especially first day of spring training. The Yankees ran Mike King out there, and I jotted down some notes. So I've got some things on the screen that I'll try and go through my spiel, and then we'll answer some questions and get some of these things. But Michael King hit 97 miles an hour today. I thought that was pretty impressive. I don't remember him getting up that high last year. It was okay. His, 92 to 95, but again, not a ton of sink. It looked very similar to last year. He didn't throw a lot of breaking balls. So, that's something that he's gonna mix in more as the spring goes on. I saw Judge had a hose. There was a play in right field where Aaron Judge, he actually dropped the first ball of the game. It was actually kind of a shallow fly. He probably would have dove for it if it was a regular season game, but he tried to make a shoestring catch and he dropped it. But then later we got to see him show off the arm, and the arm was absolutely fantastic. Gleyber Torres looks like he slimmed down quite a bit. He picked up a nice base hit. DJ LeMahieu also ripped a base hit to left field. And then there was a play later on in the game. It was after Gleyber came out, but before they had mentioned that he came out, where there was a ground ball at short, and what I thought was Gleyber, but it was actually Oswaldo Peraza fielded it and looked really smooth. And I can see why he's a top prospect. He looked very smooth over there at shortstop. The knack on Oswald Peraza, I think, is it Oswald or Oswaldo? I can't remember. I'm tired. You see my mood? Tired. I've been working all day on this stuff. But Peraza's swing actually looked better than I thought. I've gotten a lot of scouting reports offline that say that his bat is kind of lagging behind his defense. But, he's got a nice two-handed finish. He's got a good cut. So, anyway, let's see. Let's see what the comments are saying. Gary is still late on his leg raise and swinging late on fastballs. Yeah, I agreed. And again, you can't read too much into early spring training, but he definitely looked like he was slow on a high fastball there. THG says it's buffering. Let's see. Yeah, Ryan L says, if you hear any noise, it's just me and the boys bopping. That's what it is. That's the shirt. I got to find out where that shirt was. I think it was... what was it? Is it Roto World or Fangraphs? Somebody's selling that shirt. I've got to get one. Maybe I'll make one similar. Oops, got to increase the size here. Yeah, so King Velo, 97. We talked about Oswaldo Peraza. Tauchman hit a long home run way up onto the canopy in right field. Probably an upper deck shot, second deck, if it's during the season at Yankee Stadium. THG, big fan of the post-game reactions. I love doing these. And this one actually came together really easily. Last year, I worked so hard during the games that I actually didn't get to watch the games that closely. I was recording every inning of every game, every pitch, and because I needed a reel of players. But I figured out this year the MLB Film Room, so I'm able to grab highlights really quickly and get them up during the game, and so that way when the game is over, I can just quickly hop on. I mean, this stream went live 6 minutes after the game, and we already got highlights. Oh, and the highlights, if the Yankees lose, the highlights will be in black and white. If they win, they'll be in color. So let's go back and just see the difference there. So that's just something I thought of. You know, I know a lot of people don't put the highlights up if there's a loss, but I thought, you know, every game is important. There's still cool things that happen in a loss. We saw a couple of back-to-back home runs, and then it's going to switch over to color. So you'll see Unhinged says, cancel a season. Yeah, trade Mike King, trade everybody. So we'll go from black and white if the Yankees lose to color if they win. The Voight shirt he got is Roto World. It's Dave Parker quote. Yeah, I saw the Dave Parker quote. He was a beast. So I've got to pick up a copy of that, or one of those shirts. All right. So what else did I write down? I can't read my own writing. Oh yeah, I'm so sick of that Cambridge Pavers commercial. Do you guys watch Yes? There's this commercial where this old man, he's got 11 grandkids or something like that, and he's talking about how tough it is to raise his kids. Like, look, nobody wants to see this commercial every 5 minutes during the baseball game. And he says, I know a few things about protection, but he's got 11 grandkids, so apparently his kids don't know much about protection. The Yankees have a new score bug. Let's take a look at the score bug. You'll probably see it right here. Let's just pause this real quick. Can you see the score bug up here? It's kind of smaller, but I really like the way it came out. So that's one thing to notice. I thought a lot of the bats were slow. That will come as guys get more reps. Hitting a baseball is the toughest thing to do in sports, right? Legend of Trey Ambergi. If you guys missed it, Trey Ambergi was on Unhinged a couple days ago. I guess I see other people are kind of over the Cambridge Pavers guy. Talkman almost hit a homer out of the stadium. I mean, it's not really a big stadium. If you've ever been out there, that's like basically where the second deck is. It probably would have gone into the second deck at Yankee Stadium. That commercial does suck. So down with Cambridge Pavers. Down with Cambridge Pavers. Yes, I agree. Got a lot of agreement here.
I wholeheartedly agree.
I thought, an interesting thing about Aaron Judge, and I'm going to try and do a video on this tomorrow. The score bug did have velo on it, by the way, CJ. You can actually see it next time the highlights come through. Actually, I'll show it right here. You can see it pops up real quick under the 0 there. They didn't show it there, but it wasn't there for every pitch, but they definitely had a score bug. I thought that Aaron Judge changed his stance a little bit. Did you guys notice that? Typically, he's a little bit more crouched, and his leg is not as open as it was today. Right? Am I imagining this? I thought Judge changed his stance. I don't know what that's going to mean. I thought he just missed a ball that he hit to center field, that he hit about, 900 feet high. It looked like, but only about 385 feet deep. Came down in front of the warning track and was caught, but he got a lot of it, actually. But I think he's kind of taken a play out of Clint Frazier's book, where he opens up the front leg a little bit more. He kind of clears his hips and opens up his hips. Maybe that's to get his dominant eye, his right eye, a better look at the pitcher. If you're looking, and I'm going to try and turn a different way. Actually, I'll have to do it in reverse because of the camera. So let's say I'm hitting and I'm closed like this. And this is my dominant eye. I'm not getting a real good view. I'm getting the bridge of my nose. But if you open up just a little bit, I'm getting a nice clear look at the pitcher. But he still had his foot kind of turned in, right? So he kind of had, it looked like he kind of had his hips cocked a little bit, just like Clint Frazier did last year. That was so successful for him. But he opened up himself. It's just a little bit different. It's very subtle. I'm going to try and do a breakdown of that tomorrow. No guarantees. I've got to go take a look at some of the, so Joe Sablin says the same. That's exactly what I said, is that it looks a little bit like Clint Frazier. It's not quite as drastic. It's not quite as crooked as Clint Frazier, but it definitely looked different. So, yeah, I mean, that was obviously not the results you want, but let's talk about the game a little bit. I'm probably going to hop off of here in a few minutes. I've got to run some errands. Derek and I on the same brainwave. Damn right. Let's see. We see a lot of people talking about the Clint Frazier and Aaron Judge. Lori C says, new teeth, new stance. What's next? Hopefully, a new outlook on health and being healthy for the whole season. I don't know. I probably didn't say that great. Yeah, that left-handed pitcher. What was his name? It was like Lupke. I can't pronounce his name. He actually looked pretty good. He had some electric stuff. I thought he looked pretty good. I think his name was Lupke. Adam Warren, I thought looked okay. He didn't look great. His fastball wasn't as fast as we're used to seeing, but it's early in spring, so not everybody progresses at the same rate. Some guys earlier in spring are 91, 92, but then in the end of spring they're 94, 95. The Yankees picked him up. He was with San Diego last year. He had an ERA over 5. But I've always liked Adam Warren because he's got good control. He's got a good curveball. He went to UNC, I think, a local school. He's a really smart kid. I shouldn't say kid. He's a man now. He's a full-grown man. He's probably got kids and stuff. But, yeah, I thought Adam Warren actually looked better than I expected him to look. Do spring training games really count? No, they don't count. They're just for everybody to get their work in. That's why the game was only 7 innings. Jaden says Sanchez was disappointing. Honestly, I didn't see much difference in Sanchez. His swing still looked a little bit slow to me. Honestly, he didn't look like he was much trimmer. I know everybody said, I lost weight, he lost weight, yada, yada. He looked exactly the same to me. But I find it hard to be disappointed in guys in spring training. So how you guys liking this format? I'm going to call it a day pretty early here. I've had a long day. I got up at 5 a.m. For a little while. I just couldn't sleep. And then I went back to bed. I got up at 7, took the dogs out, and immediately started working on my presentations for today because it was a day game. Lutke. That's what it is. Lutke. Asher does look just like Cole. That's a good point, Pat. Glaber did make a really nice play. I thought Glaber looked fit. Glaber's one guy who does look like he slimmed down a little bit. I am not worried. No, I don't worry until it's probably June or July. If the Yankees are not playing well by July, then I start to worry. But you can't get worried about anything after one preseason game. Half these guys aren't even trying. The Yankees didn't start Giancarlo Stanton. Luke Voigt's wearing a headset during the game. It's not... not a big deal. All right. Having issues watching your live streams afterwards. What's your issue, Shulam? Is everything coming through? Is it lagging? I've got this new camera I mentioned, and I wanted to try it out for spring training. Hey, spring training's for trying new things out. So I wanted to hook up the Canon camera. The thing is, I can't usually stream with the Canon because it turns to a pumpkin after 30 minutes. So if I hit 30 minutes, it goes off and I got to restart it. So I generally, when I stream with the Logitech. Yeah, so I give my thoughts on King. He looked like the same old King to me, except his velocity was a little better. I think he was throwing the four-seamer more. His four-seamer was 97, and then his sinker was 92 to 95. His sinker still doesn't have the kind of movement that I would expect to see from somebody who's a major league sinker ball pitcher. Somebody like Chien-Ming Wang, somebody like, was it Brandon Weber? The guy from Arizona. I can't remember his name. Ramiro Mendoza, Zach Britton. You can see the sink. I mean, it almost looks like a breaking ball. It almost looks like a changeup, but you look up and it says 95, 96. To me, King just looks like he has a two-seamer. He's just throwing a two-seamer. And I'm not understanding, why he can't get any depth. Shulam says my stream is coming up as unavailable. I don't know how to fix that. It seems like you're working here. Camera's audio is good for other people, so it might be something on your end. Felipe says it works good. All right, so I'm just going to go with that it looks good. Horizon 1X says that Tauchman absolutely mashed that ball. I wonder if they fixed the thing on Film Room, because I want to look at that swing. It was an up and in pitch. It looked like an up and in fastball, maybe middle in, but he just absolutely murdered it. I'm going to search real quick and see if they've updated it, because the issue was they I'm doing two things at once. They cut off the swing, like in his highlights. I feel like there was an intern doing the highlights today, uploading those highlights to Film Room. And it just didn't come out right. Let me see. I'm pulling up the Yankees. Sorry if I'm not paying attention. I'm just trying to do two things at once. Bear with me for one moment. Boone says Andujar is going to play first and outfield. They said the same thing last spring. Okay, we got another highlight here. Looks like they've added a few things. Let's take a look at this great play by Gleyber Torres. I'm going to pull this up here.
Chopped up the middle, grabbed there by Torres, spins and fires. And
Let's take a look at that again. So it's a chopper, goes to his left, gets down to one knee. That was pretty smooth. Gets down on one knee behind second base, throws, great throw. His throws were accurate all day. Let's see if they put up a new version of the Tauchman home run. I don't think they did because it's still 42 seconds. Oh, yeah, there it is.
Oh, Mikey. Do it.
Driven deep to right field. Fair ball, it's gone. See ya.
All right, so let's go back to the beginning. Let's watch where this pitch is.
Oh, man.
Up and in. Up and in, right there. And he really turns on that pitch.
Oh, Mikey.
Oh, Mikey. They should get Luke Voigt in the booth more often.
Fair ball, it's gone.
Up onto the banister. So nice job for Mike Tauchman. Hopefully Dietrich is playing tomorrow. Do you think Judge is going to be good? I think Judge is good. I don't think there's any going to be about it. Read the Ryan Tuhey message. Let me see it. So it looks like we got. Okay, Brian, I'm reading your thing. Ryan, go ahead and email me at nyyrecapsdaily@gmail.com. That's the best way to get in touch with me. All right, guys, I hope everyone enjoyed this post game. This is going to be my new format for when the season begins, doing post game commentary. I'm not going to do a full half an hour or full hour every post game because I feel like the game's over. Everyone's kind of tired from watching the whole thing. You want to go get up and do other things. So thanks to everybody who joined. I'm going to go ahead and say over and out. Luke Voigt was just chilling. Gleyber's going to have a big season. Luke Voigt, Paul O'Neill, John Flaherty, and oh man, I can't stand John. I don't want to say I hate John Flaherty. I don't have any problem with John Flaherty. I don't like listening to John Flaherty. To me, he's very boring. Ryan, I look forward to hearing from you. Thanks everybody. I'll see you next time. Good night.